these advanced and possibly persistent threats. The number of targeted ransomware attacks more than doubled from 2020 to 2022. Ransomware, or more precisely, targeted ransomware, was the most dominant threat. Threat actors are shifting their focus to large organizations where they can cause more disruption and demand higher ransom amounts. Some of the challenges in dealing with these threats are that attackers will often dwell in an environment for months at a time. Companies are also finding that there is a shortage of personnel with the needed cybersecurity skills. And finally, Security Operations Center teams are spending too much time analyzing alerts from an ever-increasing amount of threat data. To mitigate these constant threats, we must focus on not just prevention, but also on lowering the time it takes to discover these threats and to make it harder for malicious actors to extract valuable information. The Endpoint Activity Recorder, or EAR, will capture different types of process and file information on an endpoint. Once a scan or search has been completed, the results are brought to the UI, where incident responders can then view, filter, and sort the data. EAR events are listed in the Investigate view in chronological order and allow for further investigation by clicking on the links to see further relationships. Endpoint Activity Recorder events that are part of an incident will also show in the incident's event list. In addition, the EAR data can be searched on via an endpoint search. Events in EDR contain information on both the MITRE ATT&CK tactic and technique. This includes a clickable link that takes the investigator directly to the MITRE matrix, which provides further details as well as example attacks that use those tactics and techniques. Freeform searches can be conducted ad hoc on all the data within EDR, allowing incident responders to quickly narrow data sets to reduce reduction time in identifying outliers or malicious activity. This helps incident responders to easily understand large sets of data and how those events are related to one another. EDR provides the following investigative features: a graphical representation of the incident entities with playback, process lineage of the attack with context, such as parent, child, and command line, and finally, the ability to act directly from an incident across multiple devices. Incident responders can also be alerted to overt threats and threats that hide in plain sight, then get the files from the endpoint and have those files sent to our sandbox for analysis. After you identify a threat and understand how the threat spreads, you must prevent the threat from spreading throughout the network. In this example, the process of quarantining a breached endpoint restricts its network access while allowing you to remediate the threat. Quarantining can be done straight from the Incident Details view and selecting Quarantine Device. You would then acknowledge the warning and click Submit. You can verify the status of the quarantine action and view a command history of the endpoint. Once the quarantine action has completed successfully, the endpoint will be updated to show the quarantine status. Once the endpoint has been remediated or has been found to be clean, it can be rejoined to the network by using the Unquarantine option. Once the unquarantine action is successful, the endpoint client status will return to normal. You may also want to prevent future incidents by reducing the attack surface. EDR Incident Investigation links directly to the SES Complete Adaptive Protection technology. After the EDR investigation is complete, and you have discovered behaviors that should be blocked from occurring in the future, you can run a wizard that walks you through the steps to update an existing adaptive protection policy to set the undesired application behaviors to deny. By using EDR's advanced forensic capabilities, we can go full circle from detection to investigation to remediation and to prevention. Massive amounts of alert data can overwhelm your security team, especially when they have no global context to uncover targeted attacks. That's why Symantec created Threat Hunter, a service that combines both local and global telemetry, machine learning analytics, and manually reviewed and validated analysis from Symantec expert threat hunters to expose attacks in your organization that would otherwise evade detection. Here are some of the details about the Threat Hunter feature. It finds targeted attack activity. Experienced Symantec SOC threat hunters leverage rich telemetry and machine learning-based cloud analytics to hunt for and discover high-fidelity incidents. Analysts identify and share indicators. Symantec threat expert analysts discover and identify the tools, tactics, and techniques used by adversaries and provide detailed findings through the SES Complete product. And finally, it provides access to a full global intelligence network, where it augments your own capabilities to discover and identify attacks through intuitive access via APIs to Symantec's global security data. Let's take a look at the integrations available through Symantec Endpoint Security Complete. Extended Detection and Response, or XDR. This feature of SES Complete integrates with CloudSock CASB that provides cloud app security with the deepest visibility, tightest data security, and strongest threat protection. Through this integration, events and incidents from CloudSock can be correlated with behaviors that are observed and identified as potential incidents in SES Complete. All data is enriched with authoritative threat intelligence from the Symantec Global Threat Intelligence Network. XDR incidents are presented in a single cloud-delivered console. It works out of the box without additional third-party integration or services. And finally, covering both managed and unmanaged devices, it performs automatic correlations, providing context that helps the analyst to investigate IOCs and to understand related response actions more efficiently. Web and Cloud Access Protection. This SES Complete integration protects client computers from unsafe URLs by redirecting network traffic to the Symantec Cloud Secure Web Gateway, or Cloud SWG, where the Cloud SWG policies allow or block the traffic on Symantec Endpoint Security clients. The Symantec agent handles all supported traffic in one of the following ways. It redirects it to the Cloud SWG server, or it will block it, or it will allow it to continue to its destination. To use this feature within SES Complete, you must have a valid Cloud SWG subscription. Unified Endpoint Management. You can use SES Complete to configure your UEM provider and to discover your Windows, Android, and iOS devices as unmanaged devices. After you enroll the Intune or VMware Workspace ONE devices into the Cloud Console, the UEM configuration synchronizes all the applications that are found on the discovered devices. Integrating Symantec Endpoint Security with your organization's UEM is highly recommended, as it allows a seamless and easy deployment of the Symantec agent for Windows across the devices and groups, advanced security features and security enforcement, as well as the discovery of your Android and iOS devices as unmanaged devices from your UEM environment. Third-party API integrations. You can integrate with third-party products using the Symantec Endpoint Security REST APIs. You can also stream or export events in real time to a third-party security information and event management tool using the Event Stream API. You can also integrate Broadcom Threat Intelligence taxi feeds with Splunk, QRadar, Threat Connect, ThreatQ, and MSIP. And finally, you can use the Cloud Platform Connections integration to connect with cloud platforms like AWS and Azure to discover and protect the instances or virtual machines and their workloads. Thank you for watching this presentation.